Morning all. I said I'd do a video about scalping or day trading. So I thought I'd start off with this is a trade I've done a little bit earlier today, and I'll show you how I sort of came up with why I've done it. So you can see it's only a small trade of $100, but we're in profit at the moment. Just so you know, actually in perpetuals at the moment, which is derivatives if you like, or a futures account. So we're actually leveraged on this one, a reasonable amount. That actual total investment is around about $10 or $12. So we're already sitting at 20-25% profit. So on normal circumstances, I'd probably just take the profit. Where you make good money on this, obviously, if you're putting in say $100 and leveraging it at, or maybe even $200 and leveraging it at 10x or 50%, somewhere around there. So we see when we go like that, putting in buying three. We've got a leverage of 1.82 on that one. So that's when you want to have large volumes with small percentages. So that would be a good return we'd probably take. At the moment, I've got a sell stop at around there. And so we can use a trailing stop loss. So I'm moving this up now as we go. I'm going to change that to the full amount because I bought in sections. So it's a really good idea to buy in small little portions as you go up. So I've just done that on purpose. As I said, I've done this as a small order. Because I don't want to, because I'm talking to you guys, so I'm not concentrating on the market too much. I don't want to make a mistake, obviously, but not that it's big dollars or anything at the moment. So we're using Sushi at the moment. It tends to run a little bit opposite to Bitcoin, which is great for us, and it's growing quite nicely at the moment. I'll show you what the indicators I use to how I'm picking the stock. So most of your trading platforms will look pretty similar to this if you're trading in derivatives or perpetuals or anything like that. If you're just using CoinSpotter or something like that, it's a bit harder. It doesn't have the same graphing system, but you can pull the graphs up on there, or if you're using a basic trader, there are graphs available. The one I recommend going to is you can either use TradingView yourself over here, which is called www.tradingview.com. The other one is coinmarket.com, which you can use. But I'm using FTX at the moment. So we're having a look at this. So what indicators I use for a start is what's called moving averages. So we go into MA, which is moving averages, and we use the moving averages cross. Okay, so we'll put that. So up here we'll see moving averages cross. At the moment it's set to 9 and 26 periods, and we're using a 5-minute window. This is probably the best one to use out of the lot, either a 5 or a 3-minute. 1 minute's a bit too short. Anything more than that is a bit too long if you're using day trading anyway. Now to change this, what we're going to change these numbers. So I'm going to change this to a 5 period. So what that is 5 periods at 5 minutes each, and then we're also going to change this to 15, which is 15 periods of 5 minutes each, and you'll see the graph change. When we do that, we see we've got a red line and a green line. What I'm going to do is just make them a little bit more pronounced. So we'll put the style. And we're going to change the colours a little bit, make them a bit gaudier, yellow, and a little bit thicker. And we're going to do that in the long one as well. A little bit gaudier, a little bit thicker. So just a little bit easier to see. Now also the other one indicator we want to put in is called the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index. And I'll explain a little bit about that. Relative strength index is basically the strength of the coin and its purchasing power. When that's going up, generally this is going up as well, obviously. When a coin is what's called overbought, is generally when this one is over 90, and when it's called underbought, it's under 30. Around about where we're looking for is to be above that 50 mark with the RSI. So you can see when I bought in long here, and the reason why I bought in there is the formula I use is when these two lines cross, which is the yellow line and the green line, the preceding bar, whatever colour that is, will determine the direction. And this works both ways, and we'll go back and back test it just to show you. That would suggest we're going to stay in a move there. For a sellout, you can either decide that you want to move out at a certain time, and at the moment I've got my stop loss set at around about 6.184, which seems to be a little bit of a resistance level here, where it's stuck at getting above at the moment. But you can see in past this has been up to all-time highs of around about the 658. It'd be nice to be on that run, And you know, we'll make a decision, or I'll make a decision as I go along, whether I change that system or not. So I'm just going to move back to where we are. We've lost our graph for the moment. There we go. So I'm just going to zoom in. So now I'm going to move to sell stop, and it's called a trailing stop loss. So now I'm going to move it to the long period where I've bought in. So now I can't lose money at all, which is good, but I don't want to lose. Obviously, we're going down a little bit, which is fine. It will go up and down. We will see reds. We might see a 5-minute period here which will go red again, and hopefully we'll see it keep going. Or if it starts to buck the trend, we might decide to sell out. So, so as you can see, we're still trailing up here, which is really good. Now, just to show you how it does work, so we've got another situation here where the green line has crossed here. The next one is red, and you can see we've all gone down. It's a very sideways motion, but it's still a downward trend. The next one we've got here is where the yellow line again pierces the green line. So round about here. The next bar, we'll zoom in a bit more, is the green, and then you can see we've got a nice little run all the way up until it changes again. We'll move out, and then you can see the reverse is opposite. You can do a sell and actually make money, which I'll show you in another video. But we could do a sell trade here, which is called selling short. So where the line is crossed, which is around there, next bar is red. So then we've had a continual red, and you'll make money if you sell short all the way down to there. And that's basically how you scalp. So we can go back and look, and best thing to do is go find your coins, and what you want is coins with a lower market cap and ones that are going to fluctuate up and down at large amounts. As you can see here, again, another example of it crossing over. It's just there, it's crossed over there, and the next one was green. We've got a nice big green run until it starts to bend. So I would have suggested we would have took profit sort of around here. After 1 or 2 red bars, we would have gone, well, that's probably enough. But if you wanted to wait, and you would have seen that hit the tap there, and then the next one's a red bar, and we see a little bit of a downward trend until it picks back up again, and we see that downward trend start until again here where we have a green crossover. Next bar is green, and it goes up. As I said, this works relatively well on most occasions, and we can even go back to Bitcoin and have a look. So Bitcoin here, we'll zoom in again. It was an ugly night where it's big bottom out there overnight. And it's something I wouldn't invest in because it's quite a flat trend, but you can see the red here. It's a really good example. If we were going to do a trade here on a sell market, we could do sell. Currently the market price is 46,979. So let's have a look at what it's doing with the graphs. I'll move this back up here. And we're going to zoom in. So at the moment, it's just crossed the line here and had a nice spike, which is great. So providing we would say that this stays green on this one, the next one we would then buy in. As you can see from a sellout here, we've got a crossover here, and then red bar, and then that drifts all the way down. But you'll notice you will get a few little greens, and these are called bull traps. And then you've also got things called bear traps, which is the opposite of it. So it psychs you out. And if we switch to the 1 minute one, you can understand why that's too hard to scalp from, because the reaction times, they work very, very similar. And if you're on the ball and you're in front of your computer 24/7, then great. As you can see, a crossover here, we have a red straight after the crossover. Overall, it was down all the way there. And then you can see we have a green, and then followed by the green, and a nice little run, and then we're going down again there, but it still hasn't gone, so you still wouldn't be selling out at the moment. Did you see a little green bar here going? So the run of Bitcoin we might run all the way up to 50k. We might not know, so we might not even move that trade. So this trade here with Sushi Perp or Sushi Swap, this trade could run for the whole day. It might stay above this green line. And as you can see, that's a great example of a bear trap, where we had 3 little reds. Everyone goes, oh, we're going to sell out, get out of it. So, but what happened is it then kicked back in again. So really got to be mindful. Now, if you're going to do this sort of trading, you really have to be, it's really good to have 2 monitors. So this just sits next to me while I'm doing my other work with the Web Studio, and all my accounting and stuff like that. So at least I can keep an eye on it if things radically change, for example. Again, I might start now wanting to take some profit. So I'm going to bring my sell stop up here, and I'm going to modify order, and that will give me a sell stop there. So that'll trigger, if any of these lines here hit that spot, it'll trigger a sell, and I will make some profit at least now, no matter what happens. So even if BTC decides it's not too happy, but we'll see if we can just make a little find a coin down here that's going to likely. XRP is obviously a bit of a favourite of mine. It's been running quite hot all the way up there, so you could join in, but it's been going for quite a while. So we always try to look for things that are maybe just starting to kick in. As you can see, Sushi's been up 6.7. It tends to run a little bit opposite to Bitcoin sometimes. So if we're looking for something that's like Ethereum, we might. So we've got a crossover, a green bar. We've got about 2 minutes 50 left in the time zone to it. This is probably a trade I'd probably look at trading, but I'm just going to wait until it is. But hope they give you some ideas. If you've got any questions about it, or if it went too fast and you didn't understand, please drop me some feedback. That'd be great. I think that just about covers it for here. So actually, when it does come to do a sell trade, what I will do is I will post another video with how to do a sell, or what's called selling short. So when you're buying on an incline, it's selling long. When you're on a decline, it's selling short. So as you can see, this bar's starting to tighten up. So this may even go red yet. We don't know, depending what happens with the market. So, but it's starting to look better. Lots of green, which is exciting. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you got something out of it, and hope I didn't speak too fast. But please give me some sort of feedback on it. That'd be great, just on the YouTube channel. Okay, enjoy.